We have nothing but time on our hands. So let's get into the talk. I have no kids. And you know what? Let me just show y'all why I'm even talking about this. Because I was watching this video about this young woman talk about how she has 3 kids by 3 different guys. And it's Rich Homie Kwan's baby mom. So I was like, dang, I'm the opposite. I have 0 kids, but I was pregnant before. And I guess this will be part 1 because I don't like doing too long videos. So I've talked about this before, guys. But so when I was I went to college at 19, 20, 21. Okay, so when I got into college, I started dating my ex-boyfriend at 19. My ex-boyfriend went to high school with me, but he was older than me and we didn't date in high school. So when I got to college, I just so happened to run into him in college and we started taking a liking to each other and we started dating. So basically, I was going to Dominguez Hills University, he was going to USC. I got invited to go to USC frat parties by a friend. My friend had a cousin on the football team. So like we were going to frat parties and that's why we were around football players. Long story short, my ex-boyfriend and I started dating. We got close. He was a Virgo and he was a little older than me, like 3 or 4 years older than me. And basically we were both in college. He was playing football for USC and had a scholarship and was academic wise, he was smart. I was in college, and basically he made me feel like home too. Like he took me in under him, and like I was under him for like 3 years. So basically I was kind of living with him even though I had a dorm. I had a place at home with my parents. I had a place with him because he always had his own place, or he was always like had a place so like I could go with him. Then also I could go to his parents. So basically, and then also we can go up to his school. So basically, we were always together. So basically, like after school, like I would go with him. And prior to this, I was kind of like living the college life. Like I was kind of like partying and like going to college. But prior to this, like when I got with him, everything stopped and I just started to be with him. And like me and him used to have fun. Like we used to go out, we used to do family stuff, we used to do couple stuff, we used to party too. We did college stuff. Long story short, 19, 20, like around 20, I was in summer school. I was taking a summer school class, and one morning I had threw up. Like I was in class and I went to the bathroom and I threw up, and I was experiencing symptoms, right? So I just didn't know what was going on, but I figured it out. I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. I can't tell my parents because like my parents had groomed me to believe like, yes, you can have a boyfriend, but don't get pregnant, don't have kids, get your education, get your career, get your money first. So in my head I was thinking what my parents were thinking, like dang, I can't have no kid. So long story short, when I got pregnant, me and my ex-boyfriend, we had an argument. And I don't know if it was because I had hormones, emotions. I wanted what I wanted, and like he was being like headstrong and like wanted to go to the pool and have fun, and I wanted him to be with me. We were always together, by the way, but I ended up going to hang out with my friend Cookie and her boyfriend, and I had a miscarriage when I was with her, and she took care of me during my miscarriage. So like it was very hurtful. I just remember it being very hurtful, painful, and you feel like your stomach is like in a knot, and it comes out, and basically like it doesn't feel good. It's not a good feeling to have a miscarriage due to stress, because I was stressed out. um I was under a lot of different emotions. I was feeling a lot of different things. And I wasn't experienced on pregnancy. So long story short, I went to the doctor, and the doctor said this to me. He was like, whatever you do, don't get pregnant again. Like, don't get pregnant next month. Like, make sure you protect yourself, right? I didn't know what the hell. I was like 19, 20 at this age, and I didn't really have my parents nearby. I was living my life away from them. College days, being independent, trying to figure out my life. And long story short, I ended up getting pregnant again the very next month after the miscarriage. Wasn't being protective or none of that. Still doing the same stuff. So basically, he's playing football. He's getting, he's agents and deals and stuff like that. He's getting ready to go pro, and I get pregnant again, and we talk about it this time, and I'm like, sorry. And I'm just like, I don't want to have it. It's not like he said it. He, let me figure it out. And he was like, he'll get his grandma to pay for it. I don't know why his grandma paid for it, but I knew his grandma. Like, I met his grandma, but his grandma gave us $400 to get the abortion. And I think we both were okay with it. Excuse me. I have a little cough. I think we were both okay with it because we were both in college. Like, I was an active student. He was an active student. We were about to start traveling and going places. Like, we had an active lifestyle, and basically we just were like, no, like my parents wouldn't accept it. And like, it was just a lot, like being 20, being young like that. He was like 24, maybe 23, 24. Anyways, long story short, we had some ups and downs too. So that also was like, no, like, let's not do this. So basically, anyways, long story short, I ended up getting the abortion. And we were still together. But that was the first time experiencing abortion and pregnancy. 20 years old, 19, 20. And then we started traveling because he had to transfer schools. He started going to the Colorado Buffs. Then he went to try out for the San Diego Chargers. So I went with him. We were still tough. We were still together. But we had problems, like young people do. Like, we didn't know really what we wanted, and we didn't know where our life was heading, like we were young and immature. We were still in college, trying to figure our lives out. We ended up breaking up around my age of 21. I was heartbroken because of some other stuff that happened between us. He ended up like getting injured, so his football career got cut short. He ended up going to Montreal. I was supposed to go with him to Montreal, Canada, but that didn't happen. And I basically let him go when I was 21. I was like, you know what? I'm really ready to let him go, so let him go at 21. We ended up reconciling a year later, and then come to find out he had another female on the side. So I was like, oh no, like, so we were really done, like around 22, and that's when I really started my own business. So basically I was like, yeah, I want to start doing business now. So like I really recommitted my life to business, recommitted my life to myself. And that's when everything took off for me. Like, from 21, 22, I started my business, and I kept focused on the business for 10 years. Like, I was in love with the business. I didn't care about relationships. I didn't care about love anymore. I just stayed the course of like focusing on graduating college and running my business, and completely left the ex alone and like moved on. And basically, he didn't really let me go like that easily. Like, he still held on to me even though he had kind of moved on. But he was like a bitter guy. Like, come to find out, he was very like bitter and spiteful. But he was like doing his own dirt here and there. That's